He says he planted the explosives. The Washington, D.C. pipe bomb suspect appearing in court. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. Brian Cole Jr. making his initial appearance in D.C. federal court as members of his family gasped and broke down in tears when he entered the courtroom. Cole facing 2 charges with a maximum sentence of 30 years if convicted for placing pipe bombs at the RNC and DNC headquarters right here in D.C. in 2021. Now, sources telling us he has confessed to the crime because he believed there was fraud in the 2020 election. Our Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas joins us now for more, and that is because you just came straight from a sit-down with Judge Jeanine Pirro, U.S. Attorney for District of Columbia, and what an incredible conversation. What did she tell you?
Well, Kira, the judge acknowledged the suspect has been talking to investigators, providing some critical and what appears to be incriminating information. And she told us the exact moment when she was confident the FBI was on the right track in the investigation. You did the search warrant yesterday, the arrest. Have you found the sneakers? Have you found any items that match what we saw in the video?
So you know about those Air Max speed turfs. He told us that he had those sneakers and that he got rid of them after he placed the pipe bombs.
And was there a moment when you said, okay, this is a bit of evidence that I'm very interested in pursuing, and we know we're onto the right person? What was that moment where you were pretty confident the investigators were, to your mind, on the right path?
In my mind, they were on the right path when it was clear that the cell phone was pinging in the exact locations where we had the video of the suspect walking along the area. Everywhere he walked, his cell phone was pinging at the cell tower. So it is unmistakable that he was the guy who was walking along and placing those items.
She sure knows how to have a good interview. She knows exactly what we want to hear as viewers, for sure. So let's talk about what else investigators are doing now to prove a motive. And also, we mentioned that the accused suspect was angry about the 2020 election, thought it was fraudulent.
Well, the judge also talked about that. She said there was evidence that he was frustrated about the 2020 election. She also acknowledged that he is talking. She acknowledged that on camera that he is talking to investigators. She would not go as far as to say exactly that they know an exact motive. She said the investigation is still underway. It's clear that there's more work to be done. But she said he was an equal opportunity bomber in that, emphasizing that he placed bombs at both the RNC and the DNC headquarters.
You know, usually it's so tough to get information, out of individuals like this in an interview. What else did you learn? Were you surprised by anything else she told you?
I think the degree of confidence that she has in the case, the amount of work it took to get there. She said there were millions of pieces of evidence that they had to go through. So they're pretty confident that they're on the right track. I would say extremely confident, actually.
Is there something more that they want to find or are looking for or could already, be in their possession?
Look, they're being very careful because allegedly the suspect is talking. I think we'll see more, hear more in the coming days in terms of additional court filings. The key now is if he will fully cooperate, can they get all the details? What happened with all these other materials? Is there any concern that there was anyone else working with him? We have no indication that that's the case. But right now they feel like they have their suspect and that they have the man that was responsible for this mystery that had dogged the FBI for nearly 5 years.
And you got the interview we all have been wanting and raced right back here to be on set with us. Really appreciate it, Pierre. Thank you.